Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode here at Tribal Trades. And today have we got some mixed signals in the markets. We're going up, down, sideways. We're going to look at 5 charts today, and of course the Bitcoin charts and a bunch of other stuff. Before we do that, smash the like button. This does help get this channel out to more people, and of course does help support the channel. And if you're a new watcher of the channel, hit that subscribe button. You'll get the daily updates. Let's first of all look at Bitcoin. And right now, Bitcoin has lost the 20 EMA on the daily time frame. That's a little bearish. We also have an M formation. You can see the M, the left side of the M, and then the right side of the M is lower. That is bearish. The technical target to break down to is around about this 110,000 level, 110 to 112. We also have this fair value gap that I have been telling you all about since it was created a couple of weeks ago, and we are now starting to eat into that. Now, what am I looking for? Number one, I want to see Bitcoin reclaim the 9 EMA on the daily, currently at about $117,800. If it can reclaim that and then make a higher high there from this blue candle here, which is sitting at about 120,000, then we can look at this bull flag breakout and get up to this $125,000 level. Now remember, we also have an inverse head and shoulders on the weekly time frame. That's in play. That would not be invalidated unless Bitcoin was to get back below 110,000, and then that would be invalidated. So that is a current play with a technical target of $145,000. We could come back, retest around this 110 to 112,000 level, and then continue on with the inverse head and shoulders on this weekly time frame there. I won't go into that because I've shown that over the last few days. Now, if we do not, and if we break down, we lose the 9 EMA and we close below this. This candle does not break back above the 9 EMA on the daily. And then we have another candle that opens and closes below the 9 EMA on the daily. That's my likely exit. Of course, if we lose the 20 EMA on the daily, then that will be I call it in the Discord my circuit breaker, where that would be gone. And right now, we are still above it on the daily time frame. We've not had a close below that. Well, of course, the close will be 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Now, we do have the red dot on the daily time frame. It has gone a little bit sideways, and we have a bull flag, and we have inverse head and shoulders on the weekly. And you can see the last few times we've had that red dot, we've just gone a bit sideways. I'm more looking for on the weekly time frame where we might have a red dot, and that will be a definite exit there. Although the yellow triangle with a close below the 9 EMA, or an open and a close below the 9 EMA on the daily, we would almost certainly see a red dot start to appear. So that's for Bitcoin. However, the altcoin market, let's have a quick look. So that's one trade, either to the upside or the downside. You can go long, you can go short. The breakout level at 120 to 125. And then, of course, the breakdown level of 116 down to probably 112, 110. So those are a couple of trades right there. Let's have a look at Bitcoin dominance here. And what you can see is that is bullish for altcoins for the moment, because Bitcoin dominance has put in a lower high. It rejected off the 200 EMA and the 200-day moving average there, right at about 62%. We're back to 61%. It also did not get a close above the 9 EMA. Now, again, if Bitcoin dominance closes above the 9 EMA and then has another open and close, then above the 9 EMA on the daily, that is going to be bearish for altcoins. But at the moment, it is breaking down, and so altcoins are technically still hanging in there. I wouldn't say bullish. This is bullish, but we're hanging in there, and this is a positive sign as long as we don't get a sudden push, create a higher low, and then come up and create a higher high. So that's what I've got to look out for. that maybe this comes back, creates a higher low, and then goes and creates a higher high. I don't think we're out of the woods just yet for Bitcoin dominance. You can see with USDT dominance, we are above the 9 EMA, but we're rejecting at the 20 EMA on the daily. If this was to break through the 20 EMA on the daily, it's likely Bitcoin dominance would also start to peak again, and people would get out of the altcoins. Remember, when people are buying USDT, how are they buying it? They're selling their altcoins or Bitcoin to get into that. And then on the weekly time frame, I don't think we have any reversal yet on that time frame there. All right, let's look at a couple of the altcoins here for you that we've been trading, particularly in the Discord. And one of the ones that we've been trading very efficiently is Pengu. Now, just be careful with Pengu. We do have a red dot bearish reversal. There is a left shoulder ahead that is now formed. If we get another right shoulder, if we come up and then begin to drop down, then that would be certainly a sign to get out. But before that would even happen, you'd lose the 9 EMA on the daily. Right now, we're above the 9 EMA on the daily, and it has guided this entire run all the way up. If you got in when it broke through the 9 EMA all the way up, this dark pink. It's always going to be the dark pink on my charts. The light pink is going to be the 20. Okay, so we're holding above that. So there's a trade there at about 0.035 cents would be the entry. And then the first take profit is going to be up here at 4 cents. And then the second take profit is going to be up here at about 4.5 cents, 0.046. Okay, and if you miss this entry here, right at that 3.5 cents, there's another entry on the break here and a hold of 4 cents. However, if we lose the 9 EMA on the daily, and that could, that's obviously get out of the trade at that point. And certainly you don't want to be waiting all the way down to the 20 EMA. There is too big a gap there. So just be careful on that one. There is a little bit of a bearish pattern starting. There is a little bit of bearish divergence on the charts as well. However, that is already playing out and may have already played out now already. But just keep an eye on that. That's more of a higher risk play right there. Set your stop loss. Solana struggling here. Again, similar kind of pattern here with left shoulder, head, possible right shoulder, but how we are below the 9 EMA on the daily. If we close below that, you could exit there. You could wait for another daily open and close to see. Sometimes it'll close below, you get faked out, and then the next daily candle pump back up. Now, if you do exit here, if it does close below the 9 EMA, of course, you can always get back in if it pops back above, all right? You can always jump back in, and of course, you could wait for the second candle to, if it open and close, that would be my likely exit, although there's my circuit breaker there at the 20 EMA on the daily time frame there. If it loses that level, then that's a definite out for me for that one. Now, the next trade here is SUI, and then we'll do one more. Now, SUI has, similar to Bitcoin, we have this M formation. First of all, we have a bearish reversal that played out, another bullish reversal, bearish reversal that's playing out at the moment. We are getting to the bottom here on the RSI, so we are now oversold. That's positive. However, we have had a daily close and also another daily close, open and close below that level. So that SUI trade is done, and you can see M formation, M pattern. And of course, if it does happen to break back above the 9 EMA on the daily there at about $3.79, that can be a place to jump back in the trade there. However, we have had those candles. Now, we do have a bit of an indecision candle here, so that's a positive sign, and we have another indecision candle there. The 20 EMA, that's the circuit breaker there that held the line. And of course, if you're in the SUI trade, you can stay in the SUI trade, but the circuit breaker for me is this 20 EMA on the daily. There's a Fibonacci right below at $3.59. So those are the options for that one there. So the upside, a break of the 9 EMA on the daily there at $3.79 can take this trade back to $3.97 and possibly all the way back up to $4.11 and $4.22. There is a little bit of an order block there, a sell order block there, so there should be some resistance. And that's what you saw. It came up, hit resistance, came up, hit resistance, came back again. And we could see this continue to the downside. You don't want to be a bag holder as the dip keeps dipping. Like I said, we already have this bearish M formation. Possibly it's already played out. Again, this could start to turn, and it could be either to get back in the trade. So you just have to decide where you want to put the stop loss. But the circuit breaker for me is the 20 EMA on the daily time frame there, and we've already had 2 closes below the 9 EMA on the daily. So let's see what happens with SUI there. And the final trade that we'll take you into is the Tau trade. And at the moment, this is still looking okay. We have 1 daily close below the 9 EMA, and then today we'll decide what happens there. However, an interesting thing with Tau is we do have the 50-week moving average. So that's going to be my line in the sand. That is your bull market support. And I'm not going to exit at bull market support. And that's sitting right now at around about $410. So we haven't had any weekly or daily close below that. So the 50-week moving average will be instead of my 9 EMA, that will be my guiding light there. And then we have, you can see the 20 EMA on the daily there, down support there at $402. That will be my circuit breaker there. If we just lost that level completely, then I'll be out regardless because we've lost the 50-week moving average. Well, we're starting to see this 9 EMA curl to the downside. That's not a great sign. And as it continues to curl, then the 20 begins to curl, and then it all starts to fall apart. And you can see how this played out. If you'd gotten in with a tribal trades indicator, again, 1 indicator to rule them all, that gives you your early entry. Then you could get in on your second entry. There's the volume come in. There's your signal. And look what happens. There's the volume confirmation, the 20 EMA. Look at the volume here. And that's the only thing with Tau. We are dropping on volume. And I do see that with Solana as well. That's quite bullish that the dump may be losing steam. And this is why also you may want to be a little bit patient, and maybe the 20 EMA might be the better exit there, because the 20 EMA has found some support there on a lot of these altcoins. And of course, Bitcoin dominance as well is continuing. So I'll look across the charts and see, if Bitcoin dominance continue to drop, if volume is lessening. So this move could be running out of steam. We are getting oversold also on Tau as well. So keep an eye on that one there. So what were we seeing? There we go. The tribal trades indicator gets you in. Then you can have a second entry, or if you miss this first entry, as it breaks through the 9, and then your third entry is when the 9 breaks through the 20, and look what happens to the move all the way to the upside. You don't want to get caught in reverse when this happens in reverse. And 9, you get the sell, the tribal trades gives you this early sell signal, and then it goes below the bearish reverse, I should say. They're not buy and sell signals, but they are alerts to potential entries or exits, bearish reversal, and then it breaks below the 9. And then if the 9 breaks below the 20, that's your definitely want to get out. And you can see what happened over here, where we got the tribal trades reversals. At first, it just came and found a home at the 20 EMA, and that's why it's my circuit breaker. But look what happens. It breaks down below the 9. The 9 breaks below the 20, and then you see just how it goes all the way down, And really, you can short and long based off the system, and this is the system that I teach in the Tribal Trades Discord there. So that's it for Tau. What would I be looking for? A break of the 9 EMA. Where would be an entry? An entry would be any hold of the 50-week moving average at 410, or any hold of the 20 EMA on the daily around 402, or any break and hold above 420. And then the targets to the upside are going to be 433, 444, and then 456. Those are the targets to the upside for Tau. Those are the trades for today. Now, of course, if you're wanting to join the Tribal Trades Discord, you get the Tribal Trades Indicator, which is a paid indicator, but it comes included with the Tribal Trades Discord membership. To join the Tribal Trades family there, some great wins already. I love this. 73 trades just in the one day, and made $6,354. Well done, Maddox. Absolutely crushed it today. Great seeing you in the Discord, leading by example and taking the trades. So the Discord is closed at the moment. However, you can get on the wait list. There is a link below the description of this video. You might need to click the More button below this video in the description, the top link there, how you can get on the Trouble Trades Discord waitlist. And then when we do open the Discord up, we had it open for June and the first week of July. We will open it up again this year. If you want to get on the waitlist, that's how you get on the waitlist. You can get priority access. Also, if ever a time where somebody may not renew their subscription, I have been moving people off the waitlist into the main area of the Discord there. All right, that's all we have time for today. So until the next episode, or until I see you on the Discord, happy trading.